Okay, that is something I'm not going into because it's way too hard and that is way too easy. There's no in between. Oh, this one. Don't make me sneeze in between stuff. Pause FC. Okay. So yeah. I had this one somewhere else where I could be actually doing stuff in here. But there literally is no in-between stuff. Also, what the hell is going on over in here? Seriously, stuff could have been a bit better at things, not just having a little bit harder at things. This is the reason why 3 difficulties is just not enough. You have to at least have 4. And even in Pomo stuff, in pop music stuff, there should be regular 4 difficulties each. Because there is an expert stuff. Either that or there should be a beginner stuff. So I'm not even sure which one it was. Whatever. This is pretty much something. I'm going to do the easy ones and I'm not doing the median. Potentially, I was also thinking on having how it had been where I quote-unquote snuck them from. The speed stuffs, I mean, I have it left and right because I wanted to have it there, like something else, but just a little bit different. But now I might have it like a YA with a line in there. But if I'm going to do that one, I have to pretty much make it a bit better-ish. There. Chill a bit. I might still have a doable since there isn't much there. Get there. Okay, that's all. Okay, that was the tricky dicky stuff in here. Fuck off. That is beyond 30. Or just, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Might be 33, actually. Since the difficult part is not with the doubles, there might have actually been incoming as well at the end there, but still, yeah. What the hell is going on at the end there? I'm not even, I'm not sure. Get on with it. Seriously? There might be stuff going on at the end there. I'm pretty much only selecting this to make it sure that it's being bullshit potentially. Fuck off. It was after the first hard poem. Oh, hard spike, should I say? Apparently, nah. The fuck's again? Yeah, that is very much wrong. You fuck off with the off rhythm there. Kinky ass. Could have been FC, but nah. seriously, every time it is pretty much the play feel in here. Potentially, I would be potentially saying there is a lot more movement required. But seriously, it is pretty much a movement with stuff in here. I'm not feeling it. So pretty much because of that, can't recommend any of them. That is pretty much another one of those. Oh, this one. Very much off. I would be hoping the actual medium one in here is actually okay. Also, in terms of things, I'm still not sure what makes certain things just not there, unless certain things were actually being checked even in Japanese. Because otherwise, why would it not? Yeah. I would be saying in terms of percentage, almost on par on how I cleared both. Depending, there's a difference of 10%. No, it's not. Well, actually, just 4%. Still. It's all of them. Fuck's sake. I said something about how many I still need to go through. Put them in here. Also the usual for me not being able to check the background. The usual. There isn't much of a difference in here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Before could have been FC or whatever. I could be seeing it a way on how this can get me harder, but it is not going to, I think, because it's not hard enough for that. That one spike, what the hell? With vocals? Info is only in hard mode? Or it has never been truly loaded on the other ones? Bleh. Oops. Ugh. What I meant in the terms that I can see how it goes harder and it didn't is pretty much the fact that it goes with pretty much bringing up the stuff, the other stuff that's in the background. Now, for whatever reason, it has been put at the beginning and not has been added elsewhere. Well... So in terms of things I can actually go easy and just have one. Oh, I wasn't paying attention because stuff was itching. How can I do a chord like this one-handed? Without pretty much making this here, but it's still not able to reach it all the way over in here. But have there and then there. How can one do this with one arm? It pretty much looks like it's can actually pretty much this side and both over in here. Yeah, could be going there. Like, I think I can't go over on bottom row. Apparently, no, actually, it's not showing up because it's pretty much, no, and actually it didn't lay it up even. So yeah, that's the reason. This is going to be fucking... Okay, that was majorly unfair. It would be potentially be a 30 actually instead of a 25. Because what the hell? It's not a 30 because of the beginning. That's the only reason. Because that is all easy-ish. Yeah, fuck's sake. This is pretty much a reason why I went from my DB9, which is pretty much averaging it out and calculating the difficulty from there. I would be saying the majority of the people that are doing stuff in here use something like that, or pretty much something to the equivalent of what YA had in terms of level 20s or level 100s and whatnot. They are off. Especially, what was the other one? I pretty much checked that one and it was way off. Do I even have it in here? It's not in here. Did I have it here? I have it somewhere. I don't recall what it was. It was Last Appearance or something. It's a subtitle of that one. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's in the original one. In version 4. So, going over in there. Appearance. I have to go check a whole bunch. Yeah, Siberia style Last Approach. That's where I noticed something being there. And yeah, it is way off on stuff. especially if the BPM, pretty much, mainly if stuff in the display BPM is off entirely. They should be actually, not only should be using the absolute BPM just to make it clear that it goes there. Maybe it is actually doing that. Also, in terms of stuff, it should have been also in one of the way where it goes. That would be a little bit elsewhere, so to speak. It might also be the reason why M speed is fucking terrible, because it utilizes something similar. So yeah, certainly my system is a little bit better. It's still off at points, but it's more rarely off. The only thing it's off is because of potentially it pretty much doesn't extinguish or distinguish. I'm not even sure what the right word is. Between oh, for fuck's sake, should have actually left it there. Between step charts and everything, in terms of if certain things were supposedly easier because of the patterns and everything, it is not seeing that. It is all seeing it as one thing, which is pretty much notes per second per row. Usually I have it per step, but it's not entirely so. Actually, it might be pretty much so, but in terms of here, it would be per row then, to make it easier to understand, because of all the chords and jumps and whatnot. Yeah, that is pretty much the reason why Siberia Style's difficulty calculation is fucking terrible, because it's way off. YA is a bit better, but even that's a bit off. I need to do both again. God damn it. This is pretty much the reason why the difficulties is all off. Isn't much here. First of all, sounds off again on this one. Second thing, I think, because last time I went here before I fixed a certain something, it displayed certain things as being having null measures for the entire stuff. About that, can I do this while doing this? I'm trying. I said something about me fixing a few things at the beginning of the session. And so while fixing stuff, it was also during the part where I removed a few things, or changed a few things, should I say. And it was also during the step cache cleanup. Actually, it can't be because of that. Maybe it is that, I'm not really sure. It is not being loaded if stuff is being there. Still. Whoops. Yeah. I noticed on certain things in terms of loading the file type, or pretty much loading the file of a particular song and everything. I might have accidentaled earlier. Oh wait, pretty much it had been going on for months, pretty much. And it might be the same case for certain things where, no, actually depends. So yeah, pretty much there had been a difference for get file path for song and for step for whatever reason. There have been two versions, and one is just gives me the song, and the other one is actually giving me the actual step chart. Yeah, pretty much here might be stuff of in here. And okay, this one is not live, and something else will be there as well. So yeah, first of all, earlier, now I can actually explain this one because it's actually the first time where it's occurring in here. Geez, I was a little bit too quick on that one. Yeah, if somewhere within stuff null measure has been detected, it says this for the entire song. The thing is, I was accidentally actually checking the song the song file, pretty much reading that, and no matter which difficulty I'm on, it is the same file. So pretty much that is the reason why certain things were either off or said they were off but actually weren't, or they said they weren't off but they actually were off. Not really sure if that would have also been the case somewhere, but still. So yeah, because of me actually passing through or actually loading in the right file path to read stuff from, yeah, pretty much now stuff is being displayed correctly, and for whatever reason stuff is not desynced in here. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention something, which is something that will be going back to. Yeah, on measures, because the way it's been displayed has been also off occasionally, so I had to pretty much sort them afterwards, which pretty much means since I just have them added, I then have to split it once I got all of them and then sort them again and then join them, so to speak, into a table string, pretty much. And yeah, I would be potentially saying that I might have, I'm not really sure if something like that is already being available somewhere else. I couldn't see anything, and I can't have a table.sort because for whatever reason it's not doing it there. So yeah, that is pretty much there. So in terms of otherwise things, yeah, if there are things like 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 46, it would be then saying 41 dash, pretty much, yeah, there is a dash, 46, and pretty much that's it, instead of actually getting down everything. In this way, it's pretty much just me skipping the 42. So, yeah. Here, I'm not really sure if I should be doing this. And it ends early, even? I might have an idea what is actually happening. The beginning is not being played on medium. After this one I might need to double check again. Yeah, I was right. Instead, the ending has just a little bit. Okay, fuck off. There was just way too much stuff back and forth in here. I could have potentially passed that one, but nah. What has it been rated to even? Would be potentially mainly because of the bullshit at the end. Gee. Also checking how many are left because I am getting tired. $17, for fuck's sake. Oh, I need to do it thrice in here. This might be above 4 hours. Yeah, that was something. -0? I couldn't even see it, but still, have it here. Nada. Also, is it pretty much all of them are actually easier than what's been set to? No, it seems like it, because the next one is somewhat a 20 plus, but it's less. Yeah. Okay, except for easy, where it is a little bit harder. Everything else is majorly easier. By 3 each. Set of 3, I would be saying. On to he. Oops. Sadly, it is not as hard as it had been. If it actually would have followed, or would have actually put all of the key sounds in the step chart, it would have potentially been a 23. I would have potentially said almost full points if it would have actually, given it full points if it would have actually done that, because I was pleased with the entirety of it. But in terms of 10, it's pretty much getting 9 out of 10. If I would be giving it everything, anything. There we go. And at least in terms of everything else, I can get stuff done quicker in here. Jeez. Bah. like the song. We pretty much with major stuff in terms of fashionable and even me pretty much not even commenting at all. I blame the heat, seriously, and I want to get this over with. Maybe the reason why I'm not saying much, but still. Otherwise, I'm mostly saying stuff if I'm complaining, which is the usual reason. I'm not really sure on this medium. Also a whole bunch in here. Pretty much. Because of the amount I'm already... What is going on here? Especially at the end. The fuck? It's one of those. managed that one. It's still a D plus. And it was a barely because... Oh yeah, I have so many things that I've mentioned that I wanted to do, and I'm just now getting them back again in my head. I would be saying this one was just something else. Geez, it's even going there. I would be saying stuff will be going haywire, especially at the end. There's a whole lot there. Geez, what the fuck. But still, I got this one going, but it was quite a hemorrhage. A hammering, should I even say. Also, the fuck is going on in here? The fuck is going on there immediately? Geez, the usual. Easy only. Ah, switched already. Bear with me. Do you... Have it just stay. That was a bit something else. It was needed. Whatever. It was in a way. That is a no. It's a guaranteed no. That is not a 30. In here. Yeesh, my iced drink is already warmed up. The dot is at the wrong position. I see fairy tale something. I would be potentially saying that is the actual title that's in dashes. It should be above the A, not above the M. You fucking morons. Also, I just remembered something else because of Eterna. I pretty much already know that it doesn't have any high score stuff, so anything in terms of like on either side, the 92%, I can't really make it there at all. Because I can't really put stuff there. Depending though. Either that or I need to put stuff elsewhere. Either way, whatever. I would be potentially saying I might need to do hard as well. Depending. Okay, that is fucking terrible. And that was the hard part, which was already there. If this is already being bullshit, he... It goes from easy to pretty much being bullshit at all. It was already being there. Whatever. Let's go in here. Apparently stuff is just okay-ish in here. Okay, fuck off. This is potential. I can't read this bullshit. At least this one is actually way too hard over in here. It is not even a 30, it's a 40. Good, it's too hard for me to even bother. On to easy, which is just 20. Would be particularly saying, yeah, counts as 20. But pretty much, the fuck happened on medium? It went into, well, in terms of he, it makes sense, but in terms of everything else, actually, in terms of all the notes in here, it doesn't really. It's close, but still. Yeah, way too much. Sheesh is going even higher. Fuck off. That's on the minimum stuff in here. Well, fuck all of those. Yeah, fuck off of this, please. Whoever step-charted this one, fuck you in particular. Jeez, that is terrible. Seriously, 0 points. It is absolutely terrible. So, okay, we have a retard in here. Same person? Sadly, there is no created by snapshot created by person insert he. It's all question in here. This might be the reason why it's being put as high. How was that, please? I would be saying that was the reason why it has been put higher. Because of the gallop. Galloping rhythm. Oh, of course, it's jazz. Fuck's sake. It's pretty much made it like 280-ish on the little part. If have it like not 3/4 but 4/4. In terms of that, it would be that an adjustment for the BPMs and everything. The hell is going on in here? Why has it been set as that? The only reason it might have been set that is because of BPMs. Also, I'm already seeing I have reached the 4th hour mark, so I need to check something. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am near the end, so I might be potentially saying I am adjusting the halfway point. I might be actually cutting it at that point where I notice me being off with the sound mixing, the sound levels on my end. So I would be potentially saying I'll be putting it there. Which means Japanese is coming into the first part. I would be potentially saying it would be going somewhere with stuff once I'm getting somewhere. Otherwise, it would be elsewhere. Also, for certain other things, I might also need to adjust something else. Also, that whir sound effect pretty much almost sounds almost exactly. I would be potentially saying there it was layered. Delta Rune, the making of a dark fountain. Almost similar. Also, why is it set there? I would be potentially saying it is really because of BPMs. Okay, that might be the reason. Okay. I might not be paying attention to the entirety of stuff. Maybe I'm just stuck on a row or something, or I'm I might be either pushing I might be pushing the wrong buttons. I could have potentially gotten through, but yeah, elsewhere, question mark. Getting on.
だ信じてる雫が頬を伝っても繰り返し祈る言葉届いたならどうか見つけて歌よ響け風の旋律に乗せて深い森をさまよいまたあなたをいざなってずっと忘れない涙で髪が染まっても絶え間なく紡ぐ想い色あせずにどうかこのまま夢を見る雨の強いこんな夜は約束を交わした日のあなたの指先をまだ信じてる雫が頬を伝っても繰り返し祈る言葉届いたならどうか見つけて
Way too much, certainly. That is the last one. It is the hard one already. What happened here? And he has been set as dead, but is not dead. Gee, someone is being an ass. One. Oh, fuck off there. It was off even. Oof. That was barely. Very much so. I almost game over there. For fuck's sake there. Seriously. Okay then. In terms of stuff, I'm finally fucking done. Next time is going to be less. I'm still going to do the halfway point stuff. And even in terms of those, I was a bit off the usual. Either way, actually, it's maybe the same amount of rounds. I do not know. First of all, since I have fixed the calculations for the summary, it may be actually more fitting. So yeah. And in terms of everything else, like I said, in terms of I still haven't done certain things. Also, in retrospect, I should be double checking on certain other things, like on potentially I might need to check that one out on vertical screen mode, because there it might not even be propered. So potentially I might need to actually fix that. Whoops. Actually depends, because there it should be still working. Either there it just not has been fully adjusted. Potentially. Maybe that is the reason why certain things are just not there. I'm not sure. Whatever. Next time it's going to be Toy Musical 2. First half, I'll be potentially guessing till M. I haven't checked where the halfway point is. So yeah, geez, it has been quite a much. Quite a bit. Actually, in terms of certain things, I might have a counter in here as well for how long it goes on for. Maybe I should be also doing that. B.